Sawasdee good morning and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. Today is Sunday, June 14th, and I'm Suraphalaut Tharanarit. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha and his spouse, accompanied by Thai delegates, visited the Marina Bay Cruise Center Singapore, or MBCCS, which has served as a marine gateway to the heart of the city-state. At the MBCCS, which was officially opened on October 22, 2012, the Prime Minister observed Asia's largest and the world's third largest ship, entitled Best of Asia, to see Singaporean potential in cruise tourism for use in the consideration of the Thai-Singaporean cooperation in cruise tourism, which has been planned for the near future. General Prayut said Thailand is ready to open a marine route and a deep sea port for the purpose, by including Koh Samui and Phuket in its pilot scheme. General Prayut and his delegation left Singapore's Changi Airport on Friday afternoon and arrived at Wing 6 of the Military Air Terminal 2, Don Mueang, Bangkok, at 5:20 p.m. on the same day. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has unveiled a number of educational plans which he claims would serve the needs of students and society. During his weekly TV talk program, Prime Minister Prayut spoke about the 2015 to 2020 education reform strategies, which covered three major areas, namely teaching, vocational skill development, and education management. According to General Prayut, the most urgent mission for the government is to raise the literacy rate in primary schools. The government is urging schools to revive the spelling system in the teaching of grade 1 pupils. The campaign will continue until March 2016, after which its achievement will be assessed. Regarding the vocational skill development, new courses will be introduced at educational opportunity expansion schools and those in the 5 special economic zones to boost vocational skills of learners. English teaching at the basic education level will be adjusted to serve the needs of students and society. At the same time, distance learning will be upgraded to boost the quality of learners. As for personnel development, the government will launch more training for school directors, educators, and educational supervisors to enhance their abilities. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has suggested the Thai people to be mindful of their health following the emergence of the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or MERS, in South Korea, while affirming the government is strictly on guard against the disease. Speaking on his television program, Returning Happiness to the People, Prime Minister Prayut encouraged the general public to lead a healthy lifestyle and follow sanitary practices in a bid to reduce the risk of being infected with the MERS virus, which has spread from the Middle East to South Korea. He also cited the approaching rainy season in Thailand as a factor conducive to the growth of germs and the spread of diseases. However, as of now, no confirmed cases of MERS have been reported in Thailand. Regarding the implementation of precautionary measures, the Premier said he has assigned the Ministry of Public Health to place the same level of importance on the disease as it previously did on SARS, bird flu, and Ebola. The Prime Minister elaborated that the Department of Disease Control is currently conducting preventative work, providing advice to risk groups, monitoring infection-prone places, and taking care of people arriving from infected countries. He also urged the public to contact the department at hotline number 1422 should they wish to learn more about the MERS virus or report suspicious cases. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced that it will continue to monitor the MERS-CoV pandemic in South Korea and warn Thai nationals to be cautious regarding the infection. Foreign Ministry spokesman Sek Wanamethi revealed that the ministry held a meeting with related agencies, such as the Ministry of Public Health, the Ministry of Labor, and the Ministry of Tourism and Sports, regarding the spread of the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome coronavirus, or MERS-CoV, in South Korea. He said that most cases were found in Daejeon City, in the northwestern region of South Korea, while only 19% of the total of 90,000 Thai nationals in Korea live in the risk areas, and there are currently no reports that any Thai nationals have been infected. The World Health Organization still has not imposed travel restrictions to South Korea, retaining actions only on the monitoring level. Thai nationals in South Korea who exhibit any symptoms of MERS, such as fever, should immediately seek medical attention and inform the Royal Thai Embassy in Seoul at telephone number 824-371-9777 to receive intensive care. Defense Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan has said Thai students arrested in Pakistan have no involvement in the southern unrest or the Islamic State. Deputy Prime Minister for Security Affairs General Prawit said none of the students has any association with the IS nor the situation in the Deep South, after the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had investigated the matter. 5 Thai students were arrested at the airport in Pakistan on Monday after one of them was allegedly trying to conceal a firearm in his carry-on bag. Their families also have no connection with any violence in the rest of South. Defense Minister General Prawit said he held no grudges against reporters when asked questions and was willing to answer every single one of them. According to the General, the National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, is only concerned about the media sensationalizing the issue, as it could mislead the public. He also insisted that the NCPO would not interfere with the charter drafting process. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has agreed to consider proposed amendments to judicial procedures of administrative courts, as well as juvenile and family courts. The proposals were accepted by the NLA with 167 votes in favor, none opposed, and 4 abstentions. Their details will be studied for 30 days, with another 7 days for revisions. In the past, cases going to administrative courts required the authorization level of Attorney General before proceeding. However, the rapid increase in criminal cases at the administrative level and has resulted in numerous delays to case hearings. The proposed amendments would grant officials below the clearance level of Attorney General, but no lower than Director General, the authority to approve case openings at the sub-district level. If passed, the NLA will introduce the amendments to the Act on the Establishment of Administrative Courts and Administrative Court Procedure 1999. The National Reform Council, or NRC, has scheduled a meeting for all members to discuss the reform of Thailand's politics. NRC President Thien Chai Kiranan has issued an order calling for a gathering of all councillors on June 15th and 16th for a sideline meeting. The upcoming meeting was scheduled to focus on the way the NRC will work after the joint meeting between the Cabinet and the National Council for Peace and Order agreed to amend the interim constitution. The joint meeting's resolution will affect the end of the term of the NRC once the voting for the draft charter is made. In addition to this agenda, the NRC will be reviewing a report from the Political Reform Committee and a report from the Natural Resources and Environmental Reform Committee related to the draft amendment to the laws on the city planning and on the improvement of ministerial and related offices. Authorities in the southern province of Phuket have stepped up the monitoring system on the popular Got Khai Island in search of rule-breaking tourists and ignorant guides. Authorities from the Bureau of Tourism Business and Guide Registration and Tourist Police have joined hands in observing the behavior of tourists and tour guides on Got Khai, ready to give a warning to nature-spoiling visitors and impose disciplinary action on tour guides turning a blind eye to tourist wrongdoing. The operation came in response to a recent report on foreign tourists trying to lure rare fish with breadcrumbs into a plastic bag. The incident triggered widespread criticism among Thai people and environmentalists right after it was shared in the social media. Authorities blame tourists' misconduct on tour leaders who failed to warn their clients against catching fish at natural attractions and explain to them the need to protect the environment. The Bureau of Tourism Business and Guide Registration has cautioned tour agencies to closely monitor their clients. Any tour agencies or guides found to let their clients ruin natural attractions intentionally will face harsh penalties. As a gesture of warning to operators, authorities reportedly warned tourists against catching fish, and the tour guide's license was temporarily confiscated. And we have a special report from Samut Songkhram province about fermented clams, which require delicate food preservation processes. The techniques are used to preserve seafood such as mussels over the long term.
Natural resources are rich in Samut Songkhram province due to the province's location on the coast. Locals here have a unique traditional method of preserving their food passed down from generation to generation, and especially applied to seafood. The problem of not finishing seafood in time does not threaten these villages, who have developed a way to preserve food for long-term consumption. Furthermore, it also generates income for the local people. In Tambon Lam Yai, อำเภอเมือง of Samut Songkhram province, the wetland areas make it compulsory for most villagers to work in fisheries or sell products related to fishing. Meanwhile, there is also another profession which seems to be a major income source for the locals here. This is removing mussel shells. With this much mussel meat, one has to wonder what they would do with it. Fermented clams require delicate food preservation processes in order to preserve seafood such as mussel over the long term. It's even processed into other kinds of food or cooking ingredients. Prajwap Donjat, the owner of the Jitlada fermented clams business, recounts her career of making fermented clams, saying she is an assistant to the village elders in Samut Songkhram and was working as a mussel shell remover beforehand. She turned herself into a professional fermenter after purchasing 60 bags of mussels, weighing around 12 kilograms. After removing the shells from the fresh mussels, she would clean everything, removing all contaminants. After the first drying of the mussels, she would soak the mussels in water mixed with salt, dissolving the salt in the water with her bare hand. Then sugar is mixed in, and vinegar as well. She would have to leave the mussels to marinate with the other ingredients for 5 days, sealing it twice to preserve the marinating mussels from leaking. The result is a good-tasting fermented mussel clam, which can be used as a cooking ingredient in various delicacies such as spicy fermented mussel, simmer-pickled mussels, and fermented mussel som tam.
การเก็บหอยถ้าเราไปเก็บช้าเนื้อมันก็จะไม่สวยพอทำไปแล้วมันจะลอยขึ้นมาเขาก็จะเอาคืนเราคือมันไม่ได้เป็นที่ว่าเราทำไม่ดีหรืออะไรมันการที่ว่าต้องไปเก็บให้เร็วที่สุด
She says that in the future she wishes to develop a larger production factory because with the income she is already satisfied and delighted to be generating more income and activity for the community. Other than the income, she is also encouraged by her customers who are very satisfied with the taste in orders they place. The most important factor is satisfying the customer's desire for great delicacies. This is one of the signature dishes of Samut Songkhram province. It has a unique taste and is a very popular souvenir item found in markets all over Samut Songkhram.
And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Let's check out the exchange rates and commodity prices, and we'll be right back after the break.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 7th core value, understanding true democratic ideals with His Majesty the King as head of state.
Physical connectivity, institutional connectivity, and people-to-people connectivity. The power to turn this region into a strong community. Witness the interconnectivity between the 10 Southeast Asian countries in ASEAN Connect via these channels.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
Swadee krab, this is Thailand at large.
The show which is about to take you to the new experiences with the exciting stories.
With charming fascination. With a touch of Thainess.
Let's join us on NBT World.
Explore with us and you'll know and love Thailand even more than before.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Entering the ASEAN community, the Office for National Education Standards and Quality Assessment, or UNESCO, has stressed that tens of thousands of vocational graduates are needed, while urgent measures need to be taken to promote vocational and technical education. Khun Panotsi Sinsap has this report.
Skilled vocational laborers are needed in today's world, especially in the ASEAN region. Today, the Thai market can use an estimated 180,000 vocational graduates. However, there are only 20,000 each year. So there is a great demand. and factories are forced to hire foreign workers. The Thai government recognized that more and more young people are shifting towards earning bachelor's degrees in an effort to find a much higher pay and a better future. However, with an oversupply of bachelor's degree students, there is a shortage of vocational school students.
Most of Thai students go to the university, so it's about 70%. So getting smaller every year for the vocational colleges for the skilled students.
At the World Economic Forum in 2012 in Bangkok, ASEAN Secretary General Surin Piswan said,
"We cannot afford to use the European phrase, free movement of people. We consciously chose the words, free movement of skilled labor."
Unlike the European model, which uses the free movement of people, the diversities of the 10 economies in ASEAN requires free movement of skilled labor. Now, with the ASEAN integration imminently upon us, there will soon be a free flow of skilled labor in 8 professions including doctors, dentists, nurses, engineers, architects, accountants, surveyors, and the tourism industry. If these areas are neglected in Thailand, it will lead to a flow of foreign workers. Today, we visit Chaya Vocational Education College in Surat Thani province. The college has been awarded as the best vocational education college in 2014 by the public organization called the Office for National Education Standards and Quality Assessment, or ONESCA. The students here are guaranteed employment, and they earn starting salaries equivalent to other bachelor's degree graduates, which is around 14 to 16,000 baht per month.
Vocational study benefits the country's labor market in a variety of ways. By looking at the market demand, we can see that there should be more emphasis on auto body repair and paint. We saw the market demand for this field. Students that graduate from this field will be guaranteed a job for sure. Once they graduate, they can work in Thailand in a field that has high demand like food production, logistics, petrochemicals, or auto body repair and paint. There's also a demand for these skills in Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia. Soon, our students will be able to move freely to work in the labor markets in all of the 10 ASEAN member countries.
Mr. Wishit also added that the institution is also working on to develop student language skills. But in general, he feels that Thai students are equipped with the skills, ability, and knowledge to compete in the international market. Panosi Sinsap, NBT World, Surat Thani.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Newsline. Should you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with the Thai national football team beating Indonesia 5-0 to cruise into the SEA Games final in Singapore. I'm Surapat Lautaranarit. Thank you for joining us and have a good day. สวัสดีครับ